Hey everyone, welcome back to me, Nors, your player, DM, everything, whatever. I know it's been a long time since I've posted a video of my solo work, my solo games, but yeah, I'm trying it out again. I know I'm trying something new, starting something new again, and I know that if you followed any of my solo stuff, I start something and sometimes I come back to it and I love it and it takes off and I do quite a few sessions, and sometimes it just doesn't click. So today we're trying something else new, and we're gonna see what happens. Playing Tales of the Valiant solo. I'm playing Ormis Dunhelm, who's going to be a monk. And I'm just making my character, and I choose he's a dwarf, so I chose that, and then I was like, I should start recording this. So here we are, making my character in Tales of the Valiant, which is a 5e variant. If you don't know it, it's by Kobold Press. I highly recommend it. It is, in my opinion, the best 5e core books out there. Here is the player guide. It's really, really great. I have the player guide, I have the monster book, I have their GM's guide, and I think they're just the best for 5e. So, with this in mind, I'm just gonna start doing this. So he's gonna be a monk, and so he is a dwarven monk. So what would make sense? Anointed would make sense for him. Favorite discipline, the thaumaturgy cantrip and have advantage on death saves. Well, that's pretty good, considering I'm playing solo and you often die. Occult studies, languages. That seems appropriate. Crown Guard heritage doesn't make sense. Delver heritage doesn't make sense. Exalted, what does that mean? Fiends have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You also have advantage on checks made to determine if a creature is lying. Celestial blessing. Divine wisdom. You have proficiency with the religion skill whenever you make a check to interact with a celestial creature. That's interesting. Exalted also sort of makes sense. Celestial realms. Oh, located in the celestial realms. No. This is going to be I could take that. But, yeah, I think it's not, I could take it and say that I'm not, from the celestial realms. I really want this to be grounded. Nomadic, old ways. This might work. Let's see. Nature and survival, primeval bond. You have a learned with nature world and can sense the mood of the wild creatures around you. You know the druid craft cantrip and have advantage on animal handling and insight checks to discern the disposition of beasts, plants, and vegetation, such as if an animal is hungry or scared, or if a tree is comfortable or sick. You know common and additional language. Oh, this is cool. I think that might work actually pretty well. Especially when what I have in mind for this character. I think he's going to be like a monk who is sort of like on his first pilgrimage, maybe from the old ways. And I've found in the past, something I've learned about solo play is that it works a lot better if the map is blank, right? Like, I don't know anything about the map. I'm just going to use a old Cheampeku world map and see what I discover along the way and build the world as I go, rather than trying to be like, oh, I'm playing in Midgard or Eberron or the Forgotten Realms, because I just know so much about it that I get bogged down in being like, oh, well, if I'm here, this is what's there, rather than like exploring and finding new things. Old Wood Heritage, Pathways, Clan. Ooh, that sounds cool. Subterranean. Oh no, never mind. So many heritages. Socialite heritage, steam and brass, stone, supplicant. Ooh, that sounds... Characters of this heritage were raised in the community down to serve a monstrous overlord. Maybe I'm a monk who is bound to save a monstrous overlord. Your people served or still serve such an overlord. They built their lives around whatever whims and commands fell to them. That's pretty crazy. As a bonus action, you can move up to 10 feet without provoking opportunities. This movement does not trigger traps or hazards. Supplicant, you have proficiency in insight, persuasion. When a creature within it spends doom, that's a meta currency, you have advantage on ability checks and saves until the beginning of the next turn. Okay. That is interesting. Void touched, wall breaker, vexed. What's that? When you make a save to resist becoming charmed, okay. Defined by their defiance of the supernatural connection. No. Whisper heritage. Play the teaching and training of secretive spy organizations. No. I think Anointed made most sense. Or the old ways. Actually, I liked the old ways the most. Yeah, the old ways heritage. We'll go there. My background, adherent, obviously makes sense. Cult escapee. I could be escaped from a cult. That would be sort of fitting. But I want him to be like actually I want him to be working to help the cult or help the thing, like the little monastery that he is part of. Rune Watcher, that sounds fun. Skill proficiency, choose 2 from acrobatics. For years you watched over a fallen city, crumbling temple, ancient village, or other set of ruins. You dedicated your life to protecting it against those who would rob it, destroy it, or seek its power. Perhaps you were the sole survivor of a Oh, this is perfect! Home, one of the group's stalwarts who protected a single site for generations. That's it. Who found a place that resonated with you. I think that's actually perfect, because I was thinking that this monk character, the Shattered Way, is because his like religion has ceased to be, whatever religion that is. So we're gonna take Rune Watcher. That's pretty cool. Class, I want the monk. Select. Proficiencies, acrobatics, history, insight, religion. Let me go religion and athletics, acrobatics, athletics, and then tools. Clother. Navigator's tools would be cool. That would make sense. Artist tools. Construction. Oh, construction tools. Maybe he's been trying to put this... as a dwarf, he's been trying to put this monastery that he's been watching over back together. There's only a couple of them left. Common sign language. I never know about the languages. It's just, I don't know what languages are spoken. So I'm going to pick things that I think, well, he'd obviously, not necessarily know Dwarvish, but we'll say he knows Dwarvish. Rune Watcher. Oh, acrobatics, history, don't have a choice there. Tinker's tools, okay. And tools, gaming set, forgery kit, clother, artist, alchemist, charlatan tools. I don't know what that means. I think provisioner tools, sure. Pick a talent. Hard target. You've shored up weaknesses in your particular ability. Gain these benefits. You gain proficiency in saves with with one ability. When you fail a save in that ability, you can expend one hit die, roll it, and add the number. That's pretty cool. Through rigorous mental exercise, you have fortified yourself against mind-altering effects. Once per short rest, when you fail an kind of save, you can choose to re-roll the save. When you start your turn charmed, okay. Thanks to your training, once you set your feet, it's hard to move you. These are all so thematically appropriate for a dwarf. It's crazy. You have advantage on save to avoid being shoved or grappled when an attack or effect... When an attack or an effect would pull in your current position, you use a reaction to reduce the distance by 10 feet. If an attack would knock you prone, you can use a reaction to negate the effect, remaining upright. Once you have negated an attack or effect in this way, you can't do so again until blah blah blah. I think I'm going to take hard target. Save proficiency. I already have strength and dexterity, so Constitution saving throws happen an awful lot, but I'm going to try to get away from that. I like the idea of having an intelligence saving throw. That's like a little more stalwart, because I think that's the one thing I'm going to be the least good at. So let's go there. Okay. Abilities. So I like going to roll scores, and I enjoy doing this. Hero, so it's 2d6 plus 6. And this is really for solo play, because as just one character in this system, it can just become so difficult and you can die super fast. So I roll 7, drop the lowest, which makes your stats really high, which I think it's great, just because, like I said, it can be so difficult to to survive. Okay. So my actually surprising didn't get that high of, well, pretty high. We'll go like that. Dex is going to be 15. Con will be 15. Strength 14. Charisma 12 and 11. And then it says in strength, oh wow, okay. One scored by 1 and one scored by 2. I could go Dex up to there, and let's see. I could take Wisdom all the way up to 20. That's crazy. So this makes me like a pretty like high level character, right? Like, and I think that's okay with me, in the sense, like, even though I'm level 1, I don't have all the abilities, but like he's been around the block. Like, he's not just any old dwarf, right? Like, I'm not really a level 1, and that's okay. Yeah, that makes me have an 18. Yeah, like I'm very, very strong. Okay. Okay, any simple weapon. Cultist dagger, or I could just do curved knife. I think curved knife. I like curved knife. Explorer's pack, Dungeoneer's pack. I think the Dungeoneer's pack makes sense because I've been watching over these things. Darts, I like the sling more. Construction tools for sure, because I've been trying to repair this thing. Lamp, pitons, hempen rope, and two-person tent. Two-person tent, interesting. We'll add all that. Got to go equip it. Equip and equip. Okay. And Druid, I have Druidcraft. What does this do exactly? You create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts, what the weather will be at your location for the next 24 hours. The effect might manifest as a golden orb for clear skies. Okay, this is cool. I like that idea. Martial arts, yes. Old world heritages. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty good. Now, upload token. Oh, no, I'm not going to upload. I'm just going to search. Monk. Oof, yikes. Dwarf. Okay, I'd love to find something that is human-made and not by AI. That and these are also derivative. Like, so stupid. Okay. I think I'm going to pause this real quick and go find a piece of art that isn't just like AI slop. Alright, so I went out and I found a thing for me. I liked this image. Can I zoom in on him? Yeah. So I know this doesn't look like a monk. Maybe I should have taken a staff as my simple weapon, but that's fine. But yeah, he looks more like a wizard, but I think that's cool, right? Like, I don't want to just get bogged into like the most derivative type of character, right? Like, a monk, he has to have a bald head and he has to have robes. He has a cloak. He has to do these things. Like, I don't want to get like roped into this idea that he has to be a certain way. I think it's cooler if he's like a little more interesting or like sort of subversive than that. I like that. That looks good. The light blue works with like the lighting on his like cloak. I also like this because he looks like a wanderer. He looks solitary. I like the raven on his shoulder. So the raven, I like the idea that he has a raven, like a pet raven. It's not going to be mechanical in any way, but I like the idea that he has a raven. That's cool. So there's my character's thing. I think that works really well. It's Ormis Dunhelm. Ormis Dunhelm? Yeah, that's fine. Dunhelm. It makes it seem like he's someone who has been like watching over this thing. +2. I don't know why it does that sometimes. There we go. Alright, I think that's pretty much ready to go. We could play our first scene. I'm going to take this a pause and I'm going to load up our world and we'll start from there. Alright, here we are. Welcome to the world of Lawn Marais. This is an old Cheampeku map surveyed by Cheampeku. I'm just going to use this as sort of our blank canvas. I know nothing about what this world's truths are or any of that. So it's a very free-flowing thing that I'm just going to make up as we go and see what type of world we live in. I put our token here. Ormis Dunhelm is here to, and this is where his thing. We're going to say each square is about 100 miles in any direction or whatnot. So to get out of one square, basically it's going to take 3 days of travel, we'll say, depending on what happens. So that's a thing. Let's see here. So, music. We need some music. All right, this isn't music, but it is, certainly sound. And seeing as he is in the woods and in the mountains or like foothills of the mountains, I think this is thematically appropriate to have these birds and wind, the birds singing, the wind in the air. Now, what am I using to play solo with Tales of the Valiant? Well, first off, I'm using the Mythic GM emulator. I've used this lately for a different system and I've learned a lot about how it works. And I also have this amazing flowchart. So it basically gives you a way of navigating how the scenes work. And Mythic is interesting because it doesn't work the same way as a lot of other supplements that are sort of like, do these things, like here's a procedure. This has a procedure, but it's very much based on like your expectations of what you think should happen and then challenges those expectations. So it's not a bad thing to have very clear ideas about what you think should happen and then just playing those things out as you think they should happen, right? Only when you roll certain things on the chaos factor does the scene change. So, with this in mind, the first thing you do is set up scene. Chaos factor starts at 5, so that's our starting chaos factor in the first opening scene. Now the question is then, what is our first opening scene? Because that's not necessarily, what's the word? Obvious. Yeah, I mean, I sort of have an idea of what that first opening scene might be like, but maybe it shouldn't be that. So the first scene, we'll go to here and take a look. Scene structure, the first scene. The first scene of your adventure is a special one because it gets the story rolling. There are a few different ways you can come up with a first scene, depending on how much context you're starting with and how surprised you want to be. Oh, interesting. Inspired ideas. Mythic adventures are full of surprises, but you can always start with a fully formed idea of your own. You can think of these as what-ifs ideas, such as, what if my cybernetic superhero, PC, gets a lead on the shadowy organization that created him? Starting with an idea that excites you makes for a solid beginning that will lead to a solid adventure. The player character is a sword and sorcery fantasy world. Is a knight. In a sword and sorcery is a knight named Wayland. Wayland's player wants to come up with their own first scene. Since this is their first time playing Wayland, they only have a handful of ideas about who he is. That's like me. So I'm hoping that you all, if you're watching this, get an idea of how this can help you play your own games, because that's what is fun about solo play, is that you can just start. You don't have to wait for anyone. It does take more work, though. There is no doubt about that. Talking to yourself and thinking through these things, and like these videos, if you've never watched my solo plays before, these videos, the reason I make them is because it's the only way I've found that I can actually solo play and stay focused. If I feel like I'm talking to someone, then I can narrate what's going on and what's happening, and it doesn't feel like I'm just sitting there and getting distracted. So, okay, they want to use this adventure as a way to flesh him out as a character, starting with his desire to be a hero. The player chooses this for the first scene. Wayland has entered a wild part of the kingdom where monsters are known to wander freely and terrorize local villages. He travels to one such village whose locals are said to cower in their homes at night for fear of the creature that's preying upon them. Wayland intends to root out the monster and end its reign of terror once and for all. Sounds cool. Sounds groovy. Okay, so that's basically, that gives me ideas about where I could start for, what's his name? I don't know my character's name yet. That's how, okay, creature. Ormis. That's how I imagine Ormis could actually, that would make sense. So, like, yeah, that would actually do pretty well. I think something like he is scouting because there is a group of soldiers or like adventurers or people. I don't know who they are, and I don't know anything about them. He's been not maybe not alone, but I think like his monastery that he's been watching over for, say he's like I don't have his age. I could probably put that in. Maybe his age is, he's like 248. There you go. He's been looking over this monastery for the last like 150 years, right? And and most of the monks, like himself, are human. And even the ones that aren't human they're dying, right? And so he's been sort of the youngest, most spry one. I know he doesn't look it. Let's go take a look at his picture. Oh, whoops, wrong button. How do I do this? How do I view detail, attach, clone, interact, set inactive, clone? Oh, that's annoying. Can I go view? There we go. Oh no, that's not. Here. Handout. Boom. There he is. I know he doesn't look spry, but I think he's just been like beat down over time. He's been like he's been trying to do his best, and he's just like a bit sad. He has his raven, who I think he has a rookery. I know rooks are a different type of bird, but he has like a bird. Like he keeps ravens, and he is like raised like generations of ravens to sort of be his friend. I do have pretty good animal handling, so that's handy. Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool. So I like this idea that he's like on the verge. He has this religion that's very connected to the earth and to the forest, but he's also very contemplative. You know what? I know this isn't canon, but I am going to add something to his equipment because I think it makes sense. Add quarterstaff. Not a adamantine, arm blade quarterstaff, bone breaker quarterstaff, hidden quarterstaff. There's so many quarterstaffs. Just a normal quarterstaff. There we go. Add. To me, I think it just makes so much sense that he would have a quarterstaff. Why can't I equip it? That's an interesting thing. Oh, maybe I have to equip it down here? No? Oh, that's why. Okay. So I think it'd go like this. Quarterstaff here. Oh wait, no. Interesting. Quarterstaff in his primary hand. Curved knife in his. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, he wouldn't even be holding his curved knife. There, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. There, two-handed, makes sense. That's cool. Yeah. So maybe for my first scene. Sorry, I got so caught in the weeds. For his first scene, I could imagine him scouting this group of people. Right? He's out there. He's sort of like watching them because they're getting closer and closer to his monastery. I think the question is how many people, or like I think the last of his order just died. And he's all alone now. Like, and he is sort of this hermit. He is interned, I don't know the word. Their bodies in the monastery, and he guards their burial places and their trinkets and things. And so he is heard that he heard from his raven that there were people coming their way. And so there's like a lot of questions, obviously, that I have here about like, who are these people? So new session. I love this little thing. Oh, whoops. That's session 2, it says. Levels 2. That's weird. No. Session, okay. Value. Adventure title. Ooh. The first guard. Session value 1. Location. We'll go, what's the name? Let's see here. Okay, so this is cool. So I need a name. Collected tables. I need a name for description, table descriptions, meanings, alien, adventure, animal, caverns, army, descriptor, characters, character. Is there locations? I'm not sure. Civilization descriptors, creature descriptors, curses, cryptic messages, so many dungeons, forest descriptors. Ooh, let's use that. A forest descriptor. I'm just gonna do 2. Forest descriptor and a legend, and we'll sort of like build the name of the monastery off of that. So I need 2d100 here. Boom, boom, roll. So I can just open. Oh, whoops. Nope. Come on. This is really obnoxious. I need show details. There we go. Oh, wait. What? Here we go. No? That's not. Okay, so these are the 2 rolls. So 85 and 52. Okay? 85 and 52. So the first one on the forest is 85. Small. Okay, so words associated with small. Silent. I think silent works good. And 52. Hidden. Well, silent and hidden. So maybe like, Temple of the Hidden Word. That's cool. I mean, yeah, like it's like tangentially related, right? It's not that related. So, location, Temple of the Hidden Word. I like that. DM value doesn't matter. Wait, what is this? Oh. I'd like to get rid of this, but I don't think I can. Okay. So there we go. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they're doing here. And that's what he's gone to figure out, right? So Ormis is alone and scouting a party of people who are near his monastery, his temple. Yeah. So if I go like this, what happens? Session 1. Okay, so that's annoying. You can't delete anything. Can you? That's crazy. I'm using Shard, and I like it a lot. That's a weird thing, though. But at least I have this. Oh, can I not add to it? Whoa. So if you... Oh, there we go. Okay. So I can totally add to it and as we go along. Okay. So the obvious thing here is set up the scene. Chaos factor 5, and my expectation, let's go back to here and go first scene again. Random event, meanings table, first scene, the 4 W's. Who? Roll on the character elements meaning table. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I think that totally holds. So if we say, who are they, right? Ormis is in the woods. He's surrounded by trees, large trees, huge trunks that have thick bark, like grooved scabs, right? Have you ever seen, like, if you've ever been to the redwoods in the United States, in California, there's like these, the bark of the trees is so thick, it's like you can fit your fingers in between the pieces of the bark, and it flakes away. It's like really sort of fibrous. We'll say it's like spring. That's a note. It is spring. Not that it is spring. Not that he keeps track of the days in the way that we would. I think he would keep track of the days simply by the seasons, right? So he knows it's spring. Things are growing. That's the main deal. Oh, I see. All right, I'm going to pause this real quick so I can update this. Okay, never mind. And he goes down to this. He goes in search of this party and spies on them. So the first scene, 4W strategy, who? Roll on the characters and elements. Like, who are these people? I think that's the first thing I need to do. Okay, so we're going to go back to these. Wait, shoot, I totally forgot what it said. Who? Roll on the elements, characters elements meaning table. Okay. Character elements meaning table, I think, is descriptors, actions, elements, descriptors, characters, elements meaning table. Okay, so a D100 here is 87. Okay, so then we go to 87. Strange. Oh, okay. So we'll just go here. We'll go 4 W's. First scene. Who? Strange. Okay, that's interesting. First scene again. Roll on the actions meaning table. Okay, so we'll go do that. And I think that is like the first one. Actions. Actions. There's 2 action. Oh, interesting. Maybe I'll roll a D4. Odd is the first one, even's the second. Okay, so odd is the first, even's the second. So second action meaning table, 55. So we'll go here, 55. Misfortune. Ooh. Go back to first scene. The what? Misfortune. Misfortune. And then we've got the where and why. Where, why. And this says, where? Roll on the location element meaning table. Okay, so we're going to go down to here. I've never actually done this process for my first scene before. I feel like if I opened another window of this same book, it would be more efficient. So I'm going to do that. All right, here it is. Roll on the locations elements meaning table. Okay, so now I can just go here. Here's my locations elements meaning table. I can do a D100 again. Let's see, 68. We're going to go to here. 68 is peaceful. Interest. Peaceful. A strange misfortune in a peaceful place. How is that? That's so weird. Okay, and then why? This is a big one. Roll on the action meaning table. Again. Okay. So we'll go back to here. Scroll down to... I rolled on the first action meaning table last time, so I'm going to roll on the second one this time. And D100. 53. Okay. 50... Increase. First scene. Strange misfortune, peaceful increase. So the people are strange. Why are they strange? I'm not sure. I need to think about this. I'm going to pause you. All right, so I took a second just to ponder these things. And these are the things I came up with. Who? Strange. Clothed all in rags, not in good shape. So they've been out in the wilds or like on the road. Misfortune. They look like refugees from somewhere. That seems like a thread. So there's maybe like a war going on somewhere or something like that. Where? Peaceful. They stop near a pool, near a brook with a small waterfall. They drink some water. And why? Increase. They are looking for food and foraging. Maybe some of them even try to like fish in this like brook. I imagine it's like a brook that's like 10 or 12 feet across. So like could be considered river. But then there's like this little waterfall and a pool. And this is where Ormis finds them. Now, a question I have is how many there are. So I think this would be a good place to use the yes/no table. Oh my gosh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. So if I scroll up, I love this. This is my favorite part of the GM, is the fate chart. So I'm going to ask, we're here at a chaos factor of 5, and I'm going to ask, this is my question, are there more than 10 people in this party? So above 50 would be no, below 50 would be yes. If it's within the range, it's yes. If it's out of the range, it's no. That's the way the fate chart works. So, are there more than 10 people in this party? Are there here? I'm gonna first question. Question: are there more than 10 people in this party? There we go. D100. Love the D100 roll. It's great. 83. No, there are not more than 10 people within this party. Very interesting. Okay, the second question, are there more than 5 people in this party? And same thing, just a straight roll for D100. 55. No, there are not more than 5 people. So we're going to say that there are only 4 people in this party. Four people. Interesting. That's a very small party, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They look bad. Okay. So we know how many people there are. We know that they are like refugees or something like that. Okay. So what's the next step? Yeah, I think that's the question, is what's the next step here? So we're going to go back to the first scene. Roll on the action. Interrupt the results. Ah, okay. Interrupt the results. So, interrupted scene. This is what we do next. Interrupted scenes. While altered scenes play off your expectations, interrupt scenes, ignore them entirely. Anything can happen. Yes, we love that. If your expected scene becomes an interrupt scene, then Mythic derails your expectations to send the narrative in a new and unforeseen direction. You generate an interrupt scene the same way you generate a random event. Roll on the event focus and event meaning, then interpret the results in context. The detective PC investigating the death of his client's husband is about to visit a suspect at his workplace. The next expected scene. The player rolls to test his expected scene and gets a 2. Since 2 is less than the current chaos factor of 4, the interrupt scene will happen instead. Okay. To generate a random event for interrupt scene, the player rolls on the event focus table and gets an NPC action event. Okay. Rolling on the character list invokes Risky No Thumb, another suspect. Okay. So this is all sort of a hypothetical. The detective identified in an earlier scene. Okay, I don't have an earlier scene, but the point is I need to roll on the random event table. So let's go find that. Fate questions, random event focus, choosing the event focus. Okay, right? Is that right? Let's go back to here. Let's go back to the first scene. Random event interrupt results. So then we go to interrupt scenes. If you expect event focus and event meaning. Random event, roll on the event focus and event meaning. Random event focus table. Okay, so I need to roll on this. D100. Here we go. Let's go. Random event focus. $96. Current context. I'm not gonna lie, that doesn't really help much. It's very confusing. Current context. What does that mean? It means, let's see here, interrupt scenes. Let's see here. Does it have like a current context explanation? Mood. What does that mean? Current context. I'm going to pause real quick. Here we go. I found the section. Whatever is happening in the scene right now becomes the focus of this event. If the random event was generated from a fate question, then use the context of the fate question as the focus. If the random event was triggered as a scene interrupt, then the event is directly related to whatever is currently going on in your adventure. A random event with a focus of current context takes whatever is going on and adds a new layer to it. Okay, so he's watching these 4 people sort of like drink and like rest at increased strength. Yep. At this pond. The player's gunslinger. So here's an example of current context. The player's Slinger PC bursts into a barn expecting to find the bandit he's been pursuing. The player asks the fate question, is he in here? Mythic comes back with a no and a random event. The event focus table comes back with current context. The player thought this might be a big moment in the adventure, capturing the bandit, but they were wrong. This unexpected letdown is the context right now, and this random event will have something to do with that. Depending on the event meaning generated, okay, I need to do event meaning. Maybe the PC finds a taunting message scrawled on the wall or discovers a bedroll in the corner indicating the bandit had been here but moved on. Interesting. Okay. So I need a random event meaning moment. Oh, darn it. Okay, event meaning. Let's go to here. Event, that's action. Meaning tables, descriptors. Event, meaning tables, elements. I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, I was like really having a hard time, but then I realized it's sort of obvious that as Ormis is watching them and spying on these refugees, something attacks them, right? And, or not something, but someone, right? The faction that is following them attacks. So that's the current context, right? Wow, this is crazy. Okay, there we go. Current context, their pursuers catch up to the small band of refugees. There we go. So the question is, who are they? Yeah. Okay. There is, so now it's playing out the scene. Now that's the goal. All right. So it says playing out the scene. Once you have the concept for your scene ironed out, whether it's the first scene, expected, altered, or interrupted, it's time to get into the scene and do some role playing. Yeah, I know it's been like an hour and we're just getting to the first scene. This will flow a little better like in session 2 and so forth. Now the action of your adventure can take place. With fate questions, they're to tell you anything you need to know as you play. Okay, here's an example. A sci-fi player character who stole a set of blueprints for an off-world client is fleeing a cybernetic agent tasked with retrieving them. The PC should be able to escape if they can make it to their ship, hidden in the foothills. Their player rolls an interrupted scene that begins with the agent spotting the PC on a busy nighttime street. The PC takes off running, hoping to lose the agent in the crowd. The player asks the fate question, is the area busy tonight with lots of people on the street? Giving it odds for very likely. Mythic says yes. Their character pushes through the throng with the agent in hot pursuit. Strangers yell at them both as they jostle past, and a car honks its horn as the PC darts across the street. The player asks, do I see any shops that would be good to duck into? Giving it odds of 50-50. Mythic comes back with exceptional yes. Alright, I don't think I need to read all of this, so we're going to stop there and get back to my game. So, let's paint the scene. First thing's location, and what you can see. Ormis hides behind a rock above the party. As the party, this small group of people, is bathing. It is sort of mid-morning, say 10 o'clock. Not that Ormis keeps track of such times. He just knows the sun is rising still. And there's sunlight splashing through, filtering through the fresh green leaves of spring overhead. He watches the four people, as they bathe and have snacks. Maybe one or two of them have like a backpack with some provisions, and they gather their strength. He watches them for some time, and he sees this is the stick. What was it? His order is what? What's his temple called? Temple of the Hidden Word? Yeah. Temple of the Hidden Word. What symbol would be good for that? Temple of the Hidden Word. Oh, maybe like a book with blank pages. Oh, I love that symbol. That's a great symbol. Yeah. Okay. Ormis is watching them, and he sees that one of them, as they ungarb, has an amulet with the same symbol as his order, right? The blank book, the empty book, the blank page. Ooh, the blank page. And so he knows that these people are people that are like him, that believe the same, that follow the same order as he does. And he didn't know, I think, before this, that anyone else existed out there. That he thought his temple was the only temple to worship or to follow the hidden word. So he is watching them, and he's very curious, and right as he's about to make himself known to them and hail them, he hasn't used his voice in a long time. There's a snap in the forest behind the people down by the, like a loud snap that even disrupts this, it can be heard over the sound of the water and the small waterfall. Maybe it's 10 feet, 10 or 12 feet high, this little waterfall. So it's loud enough, but this snap really startles everyone. They all turn around, and Ormis looks down as another group of people emerge from the forest. Now, I have some questions to ask again. The hunters of the hidden word emerge from the forest in order to finish their prey. How many are there? Are there more than more than 3? I don't want there to be very many, because combat is such a pain in the ass when you're playing solo. We'll say, this is a 50-50 die roll. I think it is actually likely that there are more than 3, so we'll put it as likely. But the chaos factor is still 5. So if it's within the result, Within the range, it's a yes. But let's see. Oh gosh, okay. It is within the range. Oh, barely, barely. Yes. Are there more than 5? Okay, this is the last one. How about, yeah. Are there less than 5? So this way, same thing. If it's a yes, then there's 4. If there's a no, then there's more. Then there's 6. That's what we'll say. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's 6. Okay, there are 6. There are 6 of them. There are 6 of these people. Or, yeah. Or at least 6 enemies. At least 6 enemies. Okay. 6 enemies. So I think that the way this works is that maybe there's 4 humans or 4 people, humanoids, I should say, and 2 of them have like dogs at their sides or like some type of beast that they use to hunt is, I think, the idea. So, great. Let's go add monsters. We're going to go common. We need some commoners here. There'll be 4 of those. Those are my these are my good guys or my friends. Oh, I wonder if I could go priest. Priest? Oh, interesting. Huh. Drow priest, or monk, I wonder? Huh, wow. Lots of monks. Monkey King, not what I was. Or acolyte? Yeah, there's one. Yeah, maybe we could do this. 4 of those. 4 acolytes. Oh no, I just added so many on accident. Boom. We'll get rid of... Oh, I guess I can... Oh. There. Now, I do wonder... Can I change token? Oh, interesting. Okay, that's fine for now. Just gonna clump these guys up here. There we go. So these are the acolytes. And now we need some bad guys, don't we? So I think I can put these as friend. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I can just go set as friend. Oh, I got to do it for each one. Set as friend and set as friend. Okay. Well, that's cool because then it makes it obvious who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. And now I need to find some bad guys. I think a question I have for another one of my notes is, are these enemies human? Question mark? I think human is sort of the default. I know that might not feel good to some people, but you know, I really like Lord of the Rings. Like, you know, humans have the most numbers because they live the shortest and so on, right? So are the enemies all human? All human. It's possible that they aren't. We'll say it is likely, so 65 and below will be a 65 or below will be a yes. 74, no. Okay, let's go, no, are more than 2 human. Same odds. Yes. Or more than 2 human. So there's only one that isn't human. Okay. So let's go here, add monster. I need like some really low level, like 1/8 level humanoid type. Let's go humanoid. Yeah, here we go. Bandit, cultist. Oh, interesting. Guards. Dark clergy. Ooh. Oh, interesting. A 1/8. Just a really bad. Mayor Wislaw. Bras. Interesting. It's a lot of actually really wild warrior. There's some really good. So humanoid there. We'll say Shane Kelpie Caprin. Oh, a pirate? No. That makes no sense. I like her. I like a noble. Yeah, there's a noble guy. And then she looks sort of like a vampire, doesn't she? Wild warrior, a noble, and his weird cultist guy, definitely, and someone who's not a human. Cliff, the kobold. Who's Cliff? Cliff, humanoid, armor class, pack tactics. This is just a kobold. I don't know why it says Cliff. I think I might have. Let's kobold. Bonus actions. Yeah. Okay. I think I might have just. I wonder if I go kobold. Ah, interesting. Kobold spell checker. Lee. What if I go orc? Gray orc. Big orc. Or goblin. 1/4. No 1/8. Jeez, goblins are tough, man. Let's go. Okay. Oh, whoops. That is the problem. We want fiend. Ooh, I like demons. But they're all big. I just need something bad. Humanoids. Yeah. Pirate. Yeah, that guy's like an interesting crafter. Bandit. I think we'll just go like that. And then we need some beasts, don't we? Oh gosh, they have baboons. That'd be terrifying. I don't want to hurt anything though. Giant moths. They hunt with giant moths. Oh, maybe a couple bloodhawks. I think that checks out. There we go. This is bad news, guys. Boom. Alright. So, yeah, these wild warriors have the Bloodhawks on their shoulders. These people step out of the woods. I wonder if I could find a good map for this. Let's go check. Alright, so I found like the best map I could possibly find. This is what it looks like. So, Ormis is up here, watching down as these people turn, and he immediately sees that they back up. They back away from these people. They grab their things. They're clearly frightened. Now, let's see. How's Ormis's lot like deception? Deception is not great. Okay. Shoot. Ormis, what do you do, dude? His wisdom is really high, though. Oh, and his animal handling is really high. Interesting. I think the man in the back begins to laugh. He goes, "Ha ha ha! I would not have thought you'd all stop for a nice drink when our birds could seek you out." I think the wild warriors step forward slowly. Home in the wilds. They're good with quick trap. The wild warrior cobbles together a makeshift trap with materials at hand and throws the trap at a creature it can see within 15 feet of it. This is a bonus action? Crazy. The target must succeed on DC 11 save or be restrained until the end of the next turn. I think the birds sort of are swooping overhead. The man in the back, this fellow here, he goes, "I would not have thought you'd stop in such a lazy place. You did not think you actually were able to lose us. No. Here you are, and here we are. You are finally at our mercy. My father will be very pleased." Who's his father? We don't know, but he says, "My father will be pleased. Finally, the likes of the hidden word are... finally, the hidden word is within our grasp." Don't know what that means, but he's trying to discover the hidden word. And the hidden word is hidden for a reason. This is when Ormis acts, right? I think what he does is he hasn't used his voice for a long time, but he won't stand for this. Oh, I'm going to pause this for a sec. Okay, Onar sees that these people are in trouble. He steps up to this ledge and looks down at the pursuers. I should go like this. Add monster raven. Swarm of raven, juvenile raven, raven swarm, raven. He is not a giant raven. It's just a raven. Add. We'll go like this. We'll go set as friend. There we go. The raven flies from his shoulder, and in a rather croaky voice like this, he says, "How?" And it booms. Oh, he like projects. Let's do a oh, damn it, his performance sucks. DC 10 performance, or just see like 10 is average. How is his performance on this? Fucking terrible. He does not project well, so it's hard to hear over the roaring of the water. This is a bigger waterfall situation than I had imagined it, but that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. He says, "How dare you threaten our people in the land of our providence." I don't know if that makes sense. I don't think I'm using that word. No, he says, "How dare you threaten our people in their own land? Be gone, you thieves, you criminals, you murderers." And he will raise up his staff and strike the ground, like a Gandalf, thing, trying to basically, like, he smashes his staff against the rock to basically give it a loud crack, and he's going to try to intimidate them. I think to intimidate them all, DC... I think he says this as well. He says, "Know that..." Oh, I get 1 luck from that horrible fail. "Know that these lands are protected by the monks of the healing word, and they are under our protection." The hidden word, not healing word. Hidden word. And he's going to try to deceive these people with basically tell them that they're surrounded, right? He tells them that they're surrounded, and if they want to like survive and live and like leave, they need to leave now. Okay, that was pretty good. I think his raven goes and like to these different trees, and without being seen, it like sort of pushes on branches to make it sound like it swoops from here to there to there to there, back and forth like a shadow in amid the shade of the trees, and the branches shake and shudder, and it makes it seem like there's people like sort of surrounding this group of enemies. And the man in the back goes, sort of like looks around. He's sort of all of a sudden on edge. He's unaware. He goes, "The land of the hidden word may be yours for the present, but my father and I will purge not purge. They're looking for the hidden word, not trying to destroy it. My father and I know the truth, and the hidden word will be ours in time. In time, your ways will come to an end, and all will have access to the truth that you hide and covet. No, not covet. You hide and hoard, and leave us to grovel in the dirt." He turns to his companions. He goes, "Let's go. We'll be back. We'll be back. You hear us? We'll be back." And Ormis, standing atop this cliffside, says, "And if you return, you will die." So these guys, they're defeated in the sense that, like they leave. Alright. Did it. The Raven swoops back to Ormis as his enemies leave. The people down here are all looking very frightened. They slowly walk back out of the water and gather their things, looking hurried. Ormis walks down to greet them. His bird swoops down on this rock. I'm going to pause real quick. Ormis greets them. I just wanted to change their pictures. I didn't like their thing. He greets them. He goes, well met, travelers. I saw you from above, he says. And they all look to him with fear, but also hope. They recognize certainly that he scared away their pursuers. But at the same time, they have trepidations of this sort of grisly dwarf. He's doesn't look real well. He hasn't washed a lot. He takes baths in the river, which is as good as he can do. But and he definitely has a really gruff, crackly voice, like he's not used to using it. He goes, I saw your pendant. He points to this woman. Where your amulet. I saw that. It is of the hidden word. She says, yeah. And she maybe clutches it. She says, the hidden word is, yes, we come from a temple far away. We were no longer welcome there, and we fled. We've been traveling for much time, and have been through many hardships. Indeed, I was not aware that the hidden word had other temples. I didn't know. She nods and she says, There are others. There's others out there. But I don't know if they're well. As you probably could tell, those people... And what's their name? What's the name of this organization? Let's ask this question. What is the name of the organization hunting for the hidden word? Let's ask for some inspiration here, because I'm not sure. So I think there might be like a faction, adventure, species, animal, action, army descriptor, cavern descriptor, character descriptor, character actions, character appearance, maybe like a faction, character background, character conversations, descriptors, character identity, character motivation, character personality, skills, descriptors, traits and flaws, civilization, descriptors, cryptic messages, dungeon descriptors, forest descriptors, gods, legends, locations, magic items, mutation, names, noble house, object, plot twists, powers, scavenging results. Ooh, that's cool. Smells, just random smells. Sound, spells, starship descriptors, terrain, undead, visions, and dreams. Wow, they have freaking everything except for factions. Well, I think I could create its own faction pretty easily with some of like the action descriptors. So if I did one action and one descriptor, we're just gonna pick from the second of this and the first of that. So action and descriptor, and see how that goes. So this needs 2 of these. Boom. So 63 and 58. So 63 first. 63 official. Okay, so that makes me think it's a kingdom. Kingdom of, and then descriptor, 58, lazily. Oh. So I think this actually gets to something that's not necessarily about a kingdom, though a kingdom is looking for the hidden word, but it's because of a sickness. This is the Y is a noble house / kingdom looking for the hidden word, because there is an illness that makes people waste away and lose motivation. It's like a wasting sickness that that like saps people's life force, attention, people's drive, and turns them into sloths, basically. Like that's not the right word though, because a sloth is an animal. Sloth, human husks. Let's just go husks, who can be directed to do simple tasks, but nothing else. There we go. Okay. And she tells him this. She tells Ormis that there is this sickness, and for some reason, that there's, they think there's a connection. Somehow the hidden word would fix this, would change things. But no one knows where it came from. And now we're hunted, or at least, I don't know. I don't know why they hunt us. But they came to our temple. They killed most. We escaped, and we had accounts. And she pulls maybe from her backpack a book that has a description that in the northwest of the continent. Let's go back to here. Oh, geez. Okay. Huddle group action. Huddle characters. Boom. In the northwest, we heard that there was another temple that was hidden, and so we thought that perhaps we could come here to continue our way of life. Ormis swells with pride. He goes, "Indeed, there is a temple here, though." He looks sort of sad, and she goes, What is it?" He shakes his head, and he goes, "It is not what it once was. It is empty, save for me. It has been empty for many years. I'm sorry."
But perhaps if you are here, there are others who need my secret hiding place.
And she nods and she says, "Yes, sorry, I did not get your name."
Ormis is my name. Ormis, you can call me.
And she nods and she goes, her name is, what is her name? Can I not rename her? That's annoying. Maybe here. Oh yeah, edit name. Her name is Helena. She goes, my name's Helena. This is Marigold. Marigold. This guy. Edit is Finch. And the young one there is Bart.
It's nice to meet you all. It has been a long years since I've spoken to anyone. Come, let me lead you to my temple. It has been lonely years since I've had visitors.
And he leads them away from the stream and the waterfall into his temple. And I think that's where we're going to end our session. Excuse me. I've been playing for quite some time. I like using sort of like an experience-based system for progression. Like if I accomplish certain things, characters grow a level or gain experience. So with this in mind, I'm gonna sort of keep this a running thing here. A journal here can go experience gain per action. The first thing is, did you gain the following experience for the following 4 actions completed during a play session? I like this because then it's not arbitrary. Experience. Okay. So 1, I guess, did you defeat any enemies? We'll say that's gain, or did you avoid combat through dude, that's so stupid, man. Combat through role play. 100 XP. Did you fight in combat? Did you engage in combat? Monster XP. Whoops. Did you make a new ally? 100 XP. Did you make a new enemy? 100 XP. Did you gain a new quest? 100 XP. Did you complete a minor quest? 500 XP. Maybe 300. 500. Because who cares? Did you complete a major quest? 1000 XP. I didn't. Okay. I did avoid combat, so I get 100 XP through there, and I made a new ally and a new enemy. So I gained 300 experience. Now, I know that seems like a lot, because that takes me to level 2, but the amount of experience needed becomes a lot very quickly. So I don't see any problem with leveling up from that type of encounter. So I get to be a level 2 now. So let's see here. Oh, doesn't look like I get much to choose from. I just get some features. Techniques. Yep, flurry of blows, patient defense, things like that. So nothing real. So I mean, yeah, next it's twice as much experience to reach level 3. So I think that is quite a lot. Martial techniques, unarmored movement, 10 feet. That's cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for me today. Thank you for watching and following along. It's a lot of fun. And I hope you tune in for session 2. Hopefully I'll do that sometime soon when the mood strikes. I like this idea. I think a lot of the things are just sort of like coming up and like making them up as we go, rather than having like a set world really helps. Ormis seems like a really cool character, sort of something between a druid and a monk, but he's a monk class. I really love that. I mean, he does have druid craft, I suppose. So, anyways, thanks for joining me. I'll put so this I've been using Shard, which is the virtual tabletop that I really like. It's a small company. They have a really great team, small team, just a couple of people, but they're super responsive. It's specifically made for 5e. Anything 5e can run on Shard, I think, better than any other VTT, because other VTTs are so comprehensive. They want to be able to accommodate all these different systems. This specific game, VTT, is only for 5e. And to me, that means it is just so much better at doing what it's made to do, which is 5e, right? There's nothing else it's trying to do, which makes it a lot more intuitive and just works a lot better. It's also very much a tabletop, not like, oh, we're going to, digify tabletop gaming. It doesn't do a lot of like graphics or things like that, which to me, I really like. I think when there are graphics and things like that added into something, it just gets like, well, I could play a video game. If I wanted those types of things, I'd play a video game. That's not why I play role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games. I play tabletop role-playing games because I want to imagine things, not have graphics and things like that, right? Like, I want to imagine what's going on. That's more interesting to me. So, anyway, I will put the description or the link to Shard Tabletop in the description of this video, as well as Kobold Press's Tales of the Valiant. They have a ton of new books coming out over the next year or two. I'm very excited. As well as, let's see. Yeah, I think that's all. That's what I'll post down there. So, thanks for watching. My name is Nors, your DM and player, and I'll see you next time on the The Shattered Way? I think it's called The Hidden Word at this point, isn't it? I could probably change the settings. Oh, no, not that. Change name. The Hidden Word. The Hidden Word. See you next time on The Hidden Word. I love that. That's great. That's really good. Bye.